The Aubrey Rose Foundation began 3 months to the date of Aubrey's death. Jerry and Nancy Hollenkamp, Aubrey's parents and foundation founders, knew there were other families struggling and they needed to help. Their mission? Work tirelessly with the foundation's volunteers in order to provide physical, mental, emotional, and financial support and hope to the families of very sick and medically fragile children.
It's so very healing to be able to help these families because we've been there. We've done that with Aubrey. She was a special needs child. She was medically fragile and she was a joy. And so we want to pass this joy on to other families and to be able to help them because through no fault of their own, sometimes families can go bankrupt. They just need a little bit of help, and that's what we're here to do.
We'd like to introduce you to special friends of the Aubrey Rose Foundation, Jack Steiger and his family.
Jack came out and with the most beautiful baby in the entire world, but something went wrong within hours of his birth. He kept turning blue, kept having seizures. We spent 2 months in the Cincinnati Children's NICU trying to get his seizures under control. The reason his were so bad was he would just stop breathing, so he would turn blue as a blueberry. At 6 months, his seizures were still the same. And so they went in and over 3 brain surgeries, figuring out what part of the brain to take. The 3rd brain surgery, they took out his right temporal lobe, and unfortunately he suffered a stroke on the operating table. At 10 months, they went back in and we put our faith into the hospital, and they removed most of the right side of his brain. And that surgery was a success in regards to seizures. So now he only has a couple seizures a month. He also developed 2 movement disorders called chorea and dystonia, which were so severe that we actually sought out medical attention from the Mayo Clinic in Minnesota. And we found out there that he was a candidate for something called deep brain stimulation to help control the involuntary movements from his brain. He has 2 batteries in his chest that connect to wires with 4 leads in his brain, and we have a remote control. It controls the voltage that he is getting in his brain, and that voltage interrupts the involuntary movements.
Families like Jack's are the reason the Aubrey Rose Foundation has been doing what it does since 2001.
We started off not knowing what we were going to do, how much we were going to give. Our first grants were at $50, $100. Very small, paying off a small medical bill or a portion. We've grown to where we've given wheelchairs, medical dogs, and now we're doing a special bathtub for Jack.
Through one of the countless ways in which the Aubrey Rose Foundation raises money to help sick children and their families, Jack's family found a way to get the help they so desperately need.
We are working on getting a bathroom on the 1st floor for him. And so I went online and reached out to the Aubrey Rose Foundation to see if they would be willing to help. I asked for help with a bathtub that is completely modified for a special needs child.
This bathtub is being specially made in Europe. It goes up and down. This is going to allow Jack to have a lot of freedom. It's just going to be a pleasure and a joy that I know they're going to have and Jack's going to have.
We're so happy to be able to help the Steiger family and the many other families that we help through the Aubrey Rose Foundation. We get requests from families all over the United States. We don't always get to meet the families because they don't live here. We're in Cincinnati, they live in Florida, they live in California. And so for us to be able to get to meet a family that we're helping is really, really special for us.
Aubrey's smile has touched so many lives in countless positive ways, including the Aubrey Rose Foundation gifting over $1 million to families with medically fragile children.
This family is receiving the $1 million that we are giving out since we started the foundation. And for us, being a small organization that we are and being all volunteer based, to be able to help this many families with $1 million is just phenomenal.
The worst part of having a special needs child is the feeling that you're alone. When an organization steps up, it says, you're not alone. It almost means so much more than the money.
When you have a special needs child, you're busy. Morning, noon, and night. There is no off time for parents, and they just need to feel like they're loved. And so that's what we want to give them. We want to give them love. We want to give them some financial support, and we want them to be able to continue caring for their sick child.
I was elated when I found out that the Aubrey Rose Foundation was going to recognize Jack and help Jack and show that they cared about Jack, whose life is not always going to be easy, and this is something that's going to help his life be easy.
The future is bright for the Aubrey Rose Foundation and their never-ceasing efforts to help those who need it most.
We've helped families, like Jack here, for a major bathtub so that his life can be enhanced. And that's what we're doing, and for the future, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be continuing this legacy of helping families.
What began tragically has become and will continue as tremendous. The Aubrey Rose Foundation has awarded 311 academic scholarships to date, all to local 8th grade students who have proven they understand and act upon the vital need for each of us to give back. The foundation has an additional 35 scholarships planned to be awarded annually. They've helped 7,158 deserving families to date, including bringing 3 children and their families to Cincinnati Children's Hospital and funding their entire open-heart surgery and stay. The Aubrey Rose Foundation hosts holiday parties for the patients of Children's Hospital Medical Center, shares in the Joy with Heart transplant picnics, and have helped thousands of families at Ronald McDonald House over these 14 years. None of this would be possible without you and your generosity.
Aubrey's legacy is still living on. She's still touching people even in her death.
To everybody out there, we appreciate it. We thank you for your generosity.
Please join us and help many more children and their families see and feel the gift of Aubrey's smile. Our mission is taking care of others, and we aren't going to stop. We absolutely can't and don't want to do it without you, and would be honored to have your time, talents, and are certainly grateful for and in need of your treasure. Take a moment, visit our website, aubrey-rose.org. Send us an email or click the donate button and personally make a difference in the lives of others. Together, we will be able to help 1 million more.
Thank you, Aubrey Rose.